What's going on, everybody? Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us for anything and everything rock and roll. Of course, with a little bit of ADD. I'm Zach.
I'm TJ.
And I'm Robin.
And you're listening to Rock Detention.
I don't feel tardy.
Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Always good, man.
Sweet.
that was a nice. What are you drinking tonight? Is that a?
Still not
Yep.
sponsored, but we're working on it. Celsius.
Celsius.
Why at 8:30? I don't know. Because I want a sponsorship.
Because why not?
Is that an energy drink?
No, it's a sparkling
Yeah.
seltzer.
No, it's an energy drink.
It's an energy
I was
drink.
about to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like the same.
But it helps you lose weight, so apparently.
I thought it was like the same thing
increases
as
your
like White Claw or something.
No, if Celsius made like a sparkling, like, boozy drink, I'd be like drinking White Claws. Or like Celsius. It's like
okay.
they were, oof.
This whole time I was thinking that was like a sparkling booze drink.
Oh, no.
It's an energy drink. Well, learn something new every day.
Only 10 calories.
Oh, that's great.
Ooh.
It's like the Michelob Ultra of sparkling water.
Sure.
Dude, this is like an ultimate plug right now. What other brands can we throw in there?
Let's see. I got all the stuff for tonight. Door County kombucha.
Okay. Right on.
Polar seltzer water.
Okay.
And just
now
in
that's
case I get really thirsty, a Bud Light Lime.
Hey, speaking of thank you, Robin, for the Whataburger cup. That solar polar seltzer, that's only a North thing, correct?
I have no idea actually, but they've been around since 1882, family made.
Wow.
Okay. I think it's a northern thing because we sure as heck don't have them in the
good.
Midwest.
Because you know you're getting at least a liter of water in when you drink one of those.
What are the ingredients? Does it have sodium in it, or is it just natural flavors and carbonated water?
We've got ourselves contains carbonated water and natural flavors.
I drink a lot of sparkling water, man.
It's so good. I've got bubbly in the fridge.
Buble?
Yep, and they've got a caffeine one now too.
Ooh.
Oh, no thanks. I don't need the caffeine.
I don't
I'm
either,
already crazy.
but the flavor looked good, so I was like, well,
What's the flavor?
like blood orange grapefruit.
Ooh.
See?
Dude, I'll tell you what, it's got a lot of sugar in it, but I think the brand's called like San Pellegrino or something.
Oh, Pellegrino's good. That's
Or-
that's
It's an
bougie.
Italian one, but it's they've got a blood orange, and it's legit. But I think it has sugar in it. It's like an Italian soda or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Chipotle's got the Pellegrino, but not flavored.
Right, and it has like a tin foil on top. You have to take off before
Yeah.
you crack it. That's San Pellegrino, right?
Yeah, San Pellegrino.
Okay,
How
now
many
we know.
more things do we want to plug here?
Well, we
this
do
check-
have a comment for TJ.
Okay.
It says, TJ, I can't hear you. Take your shirt off.
Who posted that one?
Jeff.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Jeff, for that. Shout out to Jeff. Yeah, you know what? While we're shouting things out, I want to give a shout out to Schecter Guitars for always taking care of us, and they sound and play awesome. So thank you. That's what I started the show with. I don't know anything else you want to plug, Robin? Nerf.
Yeah. If you want to sponsor us, Nerf, I'd love that. So I'll pull out all the other ones. I'll make like a whole wall behind me.
Please don't. No one asked. All right, TJ, what do we got going on this week, man? Who we got? Talk to us.
All right, boys. Well, some good new friends actually were. What's the word I'm looking for? I was looking for like a really fancy thesaurus word, but I don't got one. They were just nice enough to join us.
Amigos. I don't know any other words for friend.
Anyways, we'll bring them on here. So out of Moonlight Bloom, the psychedelic superstars out of Denver, Colorado, Mr. Charlie Harmon and Dan Timmers.
AKA
Let's
Tim
go.
Danners.
AKA, that's my weatherman name. You take it easy with that, all right?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for joining, boys.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to be in detention. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good throwback, change of pace, you know.
Were y'all detention goers when you were in high school?
I was pretty slippery at getting out of trouble. So no.
Okay.
but I was still a bad boy. Maybe I was in marching band. Does that count? No, it doesn't.
Robin was in marching band.
Oh yeah, that was drumline.
Oh, me too, man. Hell yeah.
What'd you
I
play
don't
on
know,
drumline?
At band camp back in the days.
Yeah,
we
and
can
ball
really
drum.
say one time at band camp.
And orifices. Yeah, you don't even know anything about how horny band girls are. Let me tell you what.
That was the one thing. Like I remember when I was in high school and Mean Girls had come out. The girl that I was seeing at the time drugged me to the theater to see this. And that one part where like they're explaining all the groups of people and they go like, those are the band nerds. Those are the sexually active band nerds. I just started cackling in the theater because of how accurate that is.
Catholic. Good
It's
word,
funny.
bro.
And just to verify, your girlfriend didn't drag you there. You probably wanted to go see it.
I didn't even know what it was. And she was like, I want to go see the new Lindsay Lohan movie. And I'm like, the last time I heard she was in anything was like The Parent Trap. And I was like, I'm good. I don't want to
Hey,
go.
that's a good movie right there, man.
Or rehab. That's last I heard she was in rehab.
Dude, no, she has like a show now or something.
Yeah, I
Like
don't,
a
I don't know
TV show.
anything.
She owns an island or something like that. Don't fact check me, fact checkers, but I know she has,
Island.
or she runs like a hotel on an island or something.
I don't know.
It's probably
I don't know
This was
anything
years
about her.
ago.
Well, I
Me
thought
neither.
the same thing about Mean Girls. To your defense, I thought it was gonna be a stupid, girl movie, but it's pretty hilarious.
Oh, it's got moments.
It's a defining, our generation movie. So
I can't dog it.
It's
But, yeah.
still, I still hear people
so
quote.
so everyone agrees that Mean Girls is a good movie, right?
I've actually technically never seen it, so
Technically never seen it.
How many movies do we need to culture you with?
Jeez, Zach. You haven't seen Star Wars. You haven't seen Harry Potter. You haven't seen Mean Girls. Like, what the heck, man?
My
I've
God.
lost track
I was
at this point.
playing guitar,
Okay.
brother.
You've at least seen Lord of the Rings, yeah?
No.
I mean, that's the most metal thing ever, but whatever. That's fine.
That's a metal movie?
Oh, dude. Of course, like Led Zeppelin's founded their entire,
This is
large-
true.
culture around it.
Yeah, a
It's like,
large
we don't
majority
know
of their
about-
lyrics
right
are about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Ramble On is, yeah.
Wait, hold up, please. When were the books written?
The books were written
That was
long before Led Zeppelin.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Wait, when the book came out, Robin? I mean, it's old.
Yeah.
Tolkien? That's
It's,
old.
it's after World War One, probably around the time of World War
I
Two.
thought it was like late 19th century for sure.
No.
1937 was when The Hobbit came out, and then between 37 and 49 was when The Lord of the Rings were written. So it came out probably in the early 50s. So yeah,
I had no idea
Learn something new every
that
day,
Led
bro.
Zeppelin was involved with, like they had
Yeah.
they were in cahoots.
Blend
Or,
was all about that weird fantasy
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, when he says like the ringwraiths dressed in black, that's I guess another direct reference.
Yeah.
The
Huh.
Ringwraiths, man. Yeah. It's the most metal shit ever. Like all this like epic fucking power metal, like dragons and shit. Like it knows everything.
You ever seen an orc, dude? Like,
mind blown.
Zach's gonna just go watch all three tonight. He'll be up all
I-
morning. Be like, boys, I just watched all three.
I
Holy shit.
understand metal.
it was here's one for you, Zach. It was Orlando Bloom's very first acting role, and it was like he was one of the stars of it.
What year did the movie come out?
It was like 2001,
2001.
99.
yeah.
I was in third grade or fourth grade, I think, around there.
Yeah.
I remember all
Okay.
the girls, like, I can't remember what grade I was in. Fourth grade, fifth grade,
If
whatever.
it was
It's like, oh my
2001,
god.
we would have been 11, the three of us.
Well, whatever. I just remember girls like, Orlando Bloom's so hot. And I'm like,
Oh God, I remember.
he's an
that.
elf.
Oh fuck! Is this what I gotta do now? It's gonna clip my ears.
Fine.
I'm gonna crop my ears like a.
Hold on, let me
dog.
dye my hair blonde and grow it out real long and straighten it. Okay,
And by the
fine.
time I put on the elf ears,
Okay.
it was like, oh, now Ryan Gosling's a thing. Well, I'm screwed.
Do I look like Orlando Bloom?
No.
I have long blonde hair.
No, but you could be an extra in the movie if you
Yeah.
tried hard enough.
His
Oh.
hair was way more blonde.
Yeah, it was like
Okay.
platinum blonde.
White blonde. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right on. I used to have blonder hair, but I rarely go in the sun, and as I'm getting older, it's definitely getting darker.
I used to be like bleach blonde when I was younger too. It's my Dutch blood, I guess.
There you go. Well, I mean, if we're getting into your history, I would like to start with my first question. So how long have the two of y'all been twins?
Well, we're born a few years apart, so it was a really difficult thing involving time travel. But I don't know if you want to get into that.
Well, Robin and I can keep up with the space-time continuum and the paradox. And...
Like, no joke, y'all definitely could say you're brothers, and I would absolutely believe you.
We have people ask us that like all the time. Like, we'll be on the road playing and stuff and talking to some random people we don't know, and they're like, "Wait, so you guys are brothers, right?" No, brothers.
Maybe that should be y'all shtick. Maybe y'all should be like, "Yeah, we're brothers. We're twins."
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like literally all
It
the
would
time.
play.
Even like people I've known are like, "Oh, is this your brother?" I'm like, no. I don't have a brother with me. But yeah, it's pretty solid.
Okay. Right on. And okay, that was obviously a joke question because
Good.
I'm an
one.
amateur
Really,
stand-up comedian.
It's getting there.
Emphasis on
Right now,
amateur.
you look like a sit-down comedian currently.
Okay.
Okay.
Shout out to Stephanie. That is definitely her line.
Actually, Howie Mandel had like the funniest. He dropped the microphone and goes, "Unlike other comedians tonight, I'm not a stand-up."
And he sat down.
No, he was laying down in front of the microphone. It's hilarious.
How did y'all meet each other? Go.
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. So I moved to Denver back in like fall of 2015. The first things I planned to do was to start a band as soon as I got there. So got settled into town and like put a fucking Craigslist ad up and just looking for a bass player to start writing with. And first person to hit me up was Dan. And he just came over to my house one day. We like sat on my fucking bed together and just jammed on 2 acoustic guitars. And yeah, it worked. And that was it. The crazy thing though was that I had just moved there from Cincinnati, Ohio. And it turned out that he had just moved there like a month after I did from Cleveland, Ohio. Hey. So we're both Ohio, but we didn't meet till literally moved out at the same time and just happened to connect and start making music. So,
yep.
Repping that OHIO,
What part of Cleveland?
Like North Royalton, Parma area.
Okay.
I've
spent ample amount of time in Cleveland.
Oh, nice. Cleveland's a pretty dope spot. If we're gonna plug something else, if we're gonna plug another brand, I think Cleveland is a good brand.
Hold on. You'll be the only one who'll understand this then. Well, both of y'all will. So I bought this shirt for a friend of mine because he showed me this.
Like that, at least we're not Detroit. Like that, like advertisement.
We're not Detroit.
Yeah.
Robin, maybe you don't know this, but that's like the Cleveland Indians logo, kind of, and Detroit's Tigers logo, kind of.
Right, but the reference is to this guy was hired basically by the Cleveland tourism department to make a tourism video for Cleveland, and he like forgot about it. So he had to like turn it in, and he made this really terrible video and turned it in like 2 days. And so like the end of the video ends with welcome to Cleveland. At least we're not Detroit. Yeah. We're not Detroit. So that's like you can buy that from the Cleveland tourism department, which is where I got that shirt.
I mean, it's kind of low-key genius.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Accidentally, but
yeah.
Well, and Drew Carey, Cleveland rocks. We know that.
It's got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too.
If we're talking rock detention, I had detention in the Hall of Fame one time. Totally.
That was why I had my hand raised. I was like, isn't the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dude, I went there when I was on tour with Conflict of Interest, and what I love about it is they let you in if you have a tour laminate. If you're on tour, they let you in, and all you have to do is give them one of your CDs, and they put it in their archives, and then you get free entry. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's
pretty
super
dope.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My only Ohio
like,
experience is Cedar Point. My bad, boys. I cut you off.
Oh God, Cedar Point is so much fun.
Oh my God, Cedar Point. Nobody even knows about Cedar Point.
Dude, it's got
Denver.
like the dragster is I think it's both the fastest and tallest roller coaster in America.
It was, but then somebody else is like, hey, we're gonna build it like 10 feet higher and like 2 miles an hour faster. which they did.
It's
But it's like 420 feet high, 120 miles an hour. Like they use like jet launch propulsion
Yeah.
system.
Yeah,
So,
it's
like
it's
just
like a mag rail type stuff. So just like it's silent. It's just boom.
Yeah.
yeah, like that's one you actually do want to keep your head back. You could get away with it on
Oh,
other
yeah.
rides, but if your head's not back, yeah,
Snap.
you're
Sure.
done.
But you have to have your hands on the bar. You can't have them up as you go because it's like, break your wrists.
Yeah.
Break
Yep.
your arms. Like it's brutal.
And that feeling you get in your stomach when you go over the edge, you get that before you even go up. You're just like,
Yep. Like there was like, when I was like 10, I was scared of some roller coasters. But once I think I was 24 or something when I rode that. That was the only one where I was like, whew, all right, okay.
between that and the
but,
Millennium
well,
Force.
Blade Force is
forever.
forever.
That's
Just
like the
like
best roller coaster ever.
I rode
You
that
guys-
one and it was like lightly raining when we rode it, and it just like felt like someone was like stabbing me with little needles. Ow.
They had
Or when the
Maverick.
Mayflies are coming. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Maverick opened up. I think it was like 2014. Did you guys
Yeah.
ever ride that one? That one's fun.
That's one that goes like beyond 90
Yep.
degrees. Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's the
Yeah,
Val
that's-
Raven as well. That was another fun one.
I haven't been on that one.
That's a
I
more
used to,
recent one, I think.
Yeah, I haven't been there since they've opened a few more. I
I
think
used
they
to,
just
hot
changed.
He's off the max there. That was kind of inappropriate, but pretty rock and roll, I guess. It's like that big swinging pendulum one that rotates as well, and like once you're on like the tangent of the circle on the outside, you launch a loogie, and it just fucking goes, man. Hope to God it splats somebody.
Dirty business.
So you guys came from Ohio to Denver. What brought why Denver of all places? Did you just kind of like pick that spot and be like, you know what, let's do it. Let's go here.
I was like dating a girl at the time from
Yeah.
college, and she'd always been into Denver. Grew up like coming here to ski and stuff, So we came out for like 2 weeks and just kind of popped around. Seemed like a really, really solid town. Great music scene,
Oh, yeah.
and I was kind of, you get towards the end of college and it's like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, I need to reinvent, rehash. So moving out of the home state and getting into a totally new life just seemed like a good thing, and Denver seemed like the spot. Really great music scene here, so it's kind of a huge part of it as well. But it started with the girl. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Yep.
Not for me. I had no girl. All I had was my car full of stuff. And my dad had just visited a friend. He was like, "Why don't you check out Denver? Like it's super poppin'." I was thinking about going right to the West Coast, probably like Seattle or Portland, something like that. I wasn't sure. So I just drove out here. I was like, well, if I don't like it, then I'll pack up and move on. But found Charlie within after a week of being here, I started hunting on Craigslist and found enough prospects, and that was it.
There you go.
It's kind of romantic, but we're brothers, so it's weird.
Romantic. It's
Yeah.
romantic.
I mean,
Yeah.
brothers were just twins. Oh God, that could be fantasy, but I'm not gonna judge.
Which one of you slap at a bass? All right, that's what I thought. I just wanted to ask it because I had it written down. Thank you.
Nice.
All right.
For those of you who don't know, I love you, man. Slap at a bass, man.
So I didn't know until like a year and a half ago what that was from. So every time I'm like, oh yeah, people are like, oh, you slapping the bass, you slapping the bass. I'm like, yeah, like oh my God, what? Like everybody's on this thing. I had no idea what it was from. When I saw that movie, I was like, I felt,
Liberated?
liberated, and also like a lot of stupid
Yeah, dude.
moment. Just all the time I just stood there like, yeah, it's like I don't get it.
Dude,
But-
one of my favorite instruments to mimic when I'm air anything, it is always slap at a bass man. Because, bass player, they make those faces, and, oh, yeah. Right here, man. A little
Like,
solo.
a guitar face is a little bit less cool because like
Wow. Yeah,
like John
man.
Mayer's face.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm just
Oh my
thinking
God.
John.
I'm very guilty of,
You like this one right here.
yeah, I do the yeah a lot. In fact, I noticed that I noticed in the last tour that I was on, I you're not. There's this thing called the fourth wall. Y'all know what the fourth wall is, like in theater, which is if you break the fourth wall, it means that
You're
you
talking
break
directly to the
character.
audience.
Yeah, cool. Well, dude, not everyone knows that. And so my character is not technically supposed to break the fourth wall. And so at the beginning of the show, you know, I come out of a smoking box, and I would always just mime instead of going, yeah, I'd just go, yeah. I'd whisper it, I'd mime it. So I am very guilty of the yeah face. And most of my pictures on Instagram are doing the yeah face.
Nice.
I've been pointed out that many times. Zach, you always make the same face. I'm just so happy, you know? I'm a yeah man.
It's a great face.
We all naturally lean to something, right? I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
What is your face?
what was that?
What is your yeah face?
I literally just like stare up and get lost in the flow and kind of just like, I don't know. It's kind of just I go into heaven space, you know?
Right on, dude.
Yeah.
When
Very
you
much
play-
like it's O face.
Okay. Some people
Probably.
get O face,
would
some people
know,
get yeah
but-
face.
I do
Well,
like
that's-
a Muppet's frown. I kind of look like Beaker. It's like
No, it's just,
that serious, like upside down, you know, like yeah.
Now,
you
are
go
you
on
an
Instagram? You can find some moments from both of us.
Sure. I'll go make a greatest hits video of all of y'all's faces. Now, when you slap at a baseman,
We'll post it.
are you up here? Are you mid or are you at the knees?
I'm pretty mid. I'm not like you know, not super punk. 'Cause I don't play with a pick, so like play with your fingers down like hard like that. It's pretty difficult, unless you're Flea and just whatever. But definitely don't play up here, because you know, style.
careful
But
what
gotta
you
play
say.
in the- you gotta play in the middle. It's most comfortable that way, you know. But yeah, definitely not the low slinging.
I don't know how bass players do that. Like Duff
What?
McKagan. Duff
does that?
McKagan plays
Or
that low.
Nikki Sixx is kind of that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
but it's like,
Robert
I don't-
Trujillo?
I
Oh,
don't
a
know
lot of-
how
like,
the heck they play
like,
that low.
By their shins. I'm like, it can't be comfy, but hey, it looks good, I guess. And then you got a flamethrower at the end of your bass, so you're doing something
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, right. If it draws forth the demons, you just gotta go for it. That's
There
just
you go.
what
You know, speaking of low, like, dude, Zach Wilde like plays it as his ankles and shreds his
Yeah.
ass off. You know, it's crazy.
Jimmy
I
Page
play it
too.
low,
I was
but
gonna say Jimmy Page was way down there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Slash goes pretty low too. I mean,
absolutely. Well,
yeah.
okay, so then that gets me to one of my other questions. Let's see here. So this is a two-part question, and first I wanna start with you know, who are y'all's influences as a band first,
Cross
As a
that
band,
question
and then-
off my list now.
and then the part B is I want to know individually who are y'all's influences. But first I want to go with the band.
Cool.
Go ahead,
Hendrix.
bud.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So very first would be Jimi Hendrix for sure. We're like, you know, we always played in the trio format, and I like to smoke weed and do psychedelic drugs, and Jimi Hendrix I think is like right in that spot there. American icon as well. But we, like, when we first started off, we were playing this, you know, local spot. We were still, you know, maybe 20 people knew who we were, and it's only because we told them about it a bunch of times. But like, we had this residency kind of like, you know, twice a month, sometimes more. But we, like when we started off, so we did a couple of cover sets. You know, so we did a Hendrix cover set. We did a Zeppelin cover set as well. So I think as far as like our collective influences and kind of like how we really came together to be kind of who we are and how we sound, it would start with those for sure. I mean, a bunch of other groups and stuff, but I think the biggest one, like at least for me, like the most formative moments of us becoming a band was doing those sets and learning those songs and kind of unlocking those areas that we had inside of us.
Yeah.
You know.
It helped really bring out the blues aspect of like our sound, I think. Trying to think what else. I mean, like, this has been Can. It's a krautrock band, like a German psychedelic rock band from
70s.
70s. like they're not super well known, but people know them, and they became a big influence. I would say like more like a little later on in the band, and because that krautrock sound just kind of just driving drum beats, and it's less bluesy and stuff, but it's just kind of that ongoing kind of trippy trancey groove, but the live version of that. And ultimately I think that, you know, early on we were like pretty bluesy in the way we were pushing, and then that helped us kind of push more into like this psychedelic I don't know, like
exploratory state.
Yeah. More just vibes and sounds and stuff like that than just like ripping bluesy rock shit, you know?
And then Radiohead, for sure, as well. How could we even fucking forget that one? So far as like more the emotive side of things, you know, it's like come from like a blues bass and like kind of like that rock trio thing, but like especially when we play live, like we get to some really kind of, you know, emotive areas and like, you know, spots where it's melancholy or, you know, like a slow, like very kind of like powerful, moving thing, you know, not
soundscapey
like,
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say like Aphex Twin even like kind of became an influence at a certain point. We covered an Aphex Twin song, Flim, like pretty early on, and I feel like that kind of helped us solidify that little side of us.
What are we calling early? Like how long have y'all been doing this?
So since 2016 is officially like when we started the band.
When we got a drummer and really started the first real, yeah.
We met at the end of 2015, but yeah, after like a few months of we went through like our very first drummer that went on Craigslist, and then we met Andre Dubose, who was our drummer for like 3 years after that, and like really started moving things along. Had a name in June of 2016, I think, right?
Yeah.
From our first T-shirts we had established.
So about 5 years. Yeah.
Did you say our first T-shirts?
Yeah. We it was like we took a moon pie, like the moon pie logo, kind of, and made it like Moonlight Bloom, established 2016.
Yeah. Our roommate at the time, we were living together with this other guy, Anthony, who was a graphic designer, and we kind of talked to him how we wanted to like make something to be kind of like a logo that we could slap on shirts.
Sure.
And we were like, just rip off the moon pie logo.
Because I fucking love moon pies. I'm not sure about you guys, but damn. Put those in the microwave for like 10 seconds. Whew.
I'll take your word for it, brother, man.
I'm a different
oh man, I don't even know what a moon pie is. Is that like a Hostess?
What?
Damn, you must say
Little Debbie or something.
Isn't that Little Debbie?
Okay.
Is it Little Debbie? I can't remember if it's Hostess or Little Debbie, but
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's like chocolate with like a little cream inside. Like,
yeah, like a little marshmallow pie thing, like covered in chocolate.
It's kind of like a s'more, except it doesn't have chocolate in the middle. It's covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean
it's like really
sounds wonderful.
You know.
but mix that in with your yogurt, bro. It'd be delicious.
You know, I'm just gonna stick with my bananas and yogurt, man. Okay, and did we? I take it the individual influences are probably pretty similar to the band influences, or is there anyone else y'all wanted to mention separately?
Well, that's actually
really,
that's where it gets different.
Yeah.
I'll start this time. But I was in like middle school and high school. I was like super into punk.
Go on.
So I like a lot of punk music. You know, the early stuff, not the pop punk stuff that was coming out around that time, but I was into 80s hardcore. You know, all the New York City and England stuff from like the mid to late 70s. So that was kind of where I was coming from. And then once I started smoking weed in high school and doing drugs and stuff, I got more into like Pink Floyd and stuff. And that's where I found Can back then and Frank Zappa and stuff. But we kind of share that. But mainly it's kind of like that punk stuff is what I like to bring to the table.
Yeah.
That ferocity, it's like, but the simplicity and the true energy. I think that's my favorite part about it. It's not like a bunch of gaudy stuff. It's like, here's what it is. I don't know. What do you want? There you go.
Here's the chord progression. Stick with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's interesting because like that's one of the few genres that I never got like really into myself personally. Just like kind of grew up on classic rock. You know, my dad was like his favorite band was The Who, so listened to a lot of The Who and then like Jimi Hendrix and Pink Floyd and all that kind of stuff growing up, and actually went through like a pretty serious metal phase for a little while. You know,
All right, you're speaking my language. Tell
Lamb
me
of
more.
God, Cannibal Corpse, like
Ooh.
fucking Slayer, you know, all that
Dude,
kind of stuff. And then,
Laid to Rest is one of my favorite breakdowns of all time.
hell yeah.
That was a dope
Yeah.
breakdown.
But then I took a total left turn. Again, similar story. Started smoking weed and getting into that kind of stuff. And then started stealing a bunch of CDs from my older brother, which was like Grateful Dead, Fish, this kind of stuff. And I got really into the jam band scene. I've seen Fish like 40 times, you know. Like, that became a big part of my life all through college. And still
How
really...
long are those concerts?
Oh, I mean... They're fantastic, man. One of the coolest.
No, how long are they?
There's a reason they can sell out Madison Square Garden 3 nights in a row every year in a row.
So they like 2-3 sets, like an hour and a half each or so, like that.
Yeah, they don't have an opener. They play 2 like hour and a half sets and just tear it up. Their lighting artist is like world renowned. He's like in textbooks now. Just absolutely insane shows. You know, like 20 to 30,000 people every time you see him. Just ridiculous.
Yeah. What? So
I've seen-
the lighting designer on the Rock of Ages tour that I just did, not just did, it was last year. He was on as soon as he left us. I said, "Well, what's your next gig?" And he was going to do the Fish thing. He's like, "I got 3 nights at Madison Square Garden." So I wonder.
Is it Chris Kuroda?
No,
Okay.
he wasn't the head honcho. He was just
Okay, I was
one of the
gonna
lighting
say.
guys.
Chris Kuroda's their main guy. I was gonna say that'd be wild if you met him.
Right on, dude.
Everybody calls him the 5th member of Fish because he's like such a huge part of the overall experience.
Sure, I think production is just as important as the band. You know, especially these days. I feel like people have such a bad
They want something
attention
on their
span.
phone.
Which is crazy. You think back to live music back in 60s, 70s. It was just kind of just like a well-lit stage, and they just stood up there and
Sure.
rocked it. You know, that was kind of it, you know? Like, I remember, like, big fan of Eric Clapton, and looking at, like, some of the concerts he did in the 70s, it's just a band on a stage. That's it.
Well, it was those bands, you know, Clapton and Led Zeppelin and The Who and Rolling Stones. It was those guys that, like, they started selling out arenas, and they didn't have sound systems big enough to actually do it. Like,
Right.
so there's like these like recordings of Led Zeppelin that sound amazing, but if you talk to people who were actually there at the show, they were like, "Yeah, we were way in the back. We could kind of barely hear them."
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's, you know,
For sure.
it's interesting to go back and watch those old videos and kind of think about that. You know, that was like new. That was like a new area of live music.
Yeah.
So-
True. Things
I have a question.
Yes.
Last comment.
Okay,
Robin, you'll probably know the answer to this.
16
Isn't that
inches.
why? Isn't that why like 412 cabinets were real big back then, because they didn't have sound systems that could handle it, so they had walls of 412s, and they were turning up super loud.
Yeah.
Right on. And the sound system was essentially just for the vocals.
The vocals and kind of the drums, because I mean, when you had those massive walls of bass and guitar, you could hear the cymbals, but you know, those drums, the lower frequencies, you kind of had to mic those up a little bit.
Right on.
But that's also why you had drummers like Keith Moon and John Bonham, who were such hard hitters.
Rest in peace to both of you.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, it's like you go back and you watch Bonzo play, and it's just like he's beating the ever-living crap out of those drums.
Yeah.
And he had a gong too. Like, Mark in the fuck?
If you got a gong, you know you made it.
Yeah. That's kind of
Dude, I love it when drummers have like cymbals behind them. Excuse me. No, something just went down the wrong pipe and that burned. Ugh. I love it when they have cymbals behind them and a gong. That's just
Yeah. Yeah,
I-
there's this dude, Jonathan Moffitt. He played drums for Michael Jackson for a while.
Yes.
Came
Sugarfoot.
across him on Instagram. He's like, that's like his specialty is the back hits, the back
Yeah,
hits.
dude.
Um,
And he even like stops them.
Blackwell. I think his last name is Blackwell. He played for Prince. He had the one cymbal like right here, but it was like way up high, and so he'd be playing and he'd be like, and he had the stick tricks, and so Prince would always give him like this little drum solo at the beginning of like one of the songs, and so he'd start playing and he'd do this like this spin and just smack the cymbal, and just go back to the groove, and then he'd do this spin again and just like smack. It's really fun to watch. I was like, I wish I could do that, but I throw the stick every time I try.
Dude, this guy's at the wrong gig. That drummer on YouTube, I love that.
Bring that up. I love that. Playing
It's-
ZZ Top. Just like,
Yes, dude. It's so hysterical. I love flare drummers.
Yeah.
Because I'm really into the 80s and like I don't know, because there's not too much a drummer can do because they're sitting down. So like I love the flare crap, but I don't know.
I would love to know the
man,
backstory
Tommy
of
Lee
that guy.
in the rotating like giant gyroscope thing.
Ugh,
Oh yeah.
one of my favorite
Wait.
drummers ever.
Did you guys all watch The Dirt?
No,
Yeah,
I haven't watched it
solid.
yet.
Dude.
You haven't seen The Dirt?
No, I want to
So I
read the
can
book. I
rub
want to read the
something
book
in your
first.
face now?
Yeah.
I want to read the
Dirt
book
is
first.
fast,
Of course you do, bro. The movie is phenomenal, bro. There's like raunchy crap happening in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah,
It's
I want to
awesome.
read. I want to read the book first because apparently
Do you
there's
have the
certain
book?
things that have been left out of the movie. So I want to
That's
know
why
those.
if you do the movie first,
Then you can read what was left out.
It's like extended content.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll read the
Yeah,
book.
they made
I'll read the
they
book
made a
first.
book out of the movie. Who would have known?
Science, bruh.
I love that movie, except for the last scene. It just like killed me. I was like, oh god, that was the corniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like, yeah, we used to do drugs and throw TVs out of hotel windows, but like, we're Molly fucking crew, and just like, oh, okay.
It's been
really
2
just-
years since I've seen it, but I'll have to give it a whack again.
Maybe it was just MGK, and that's. I know that wasn't MGK at the end who said that, but the Machine Gun Kelly played Tommy
Tommy Lee.
Lee.
I thought he did really well actually.
Yeah.
He did a
Yeah,
good
that's
job.
Machine
I'm
Gun
not
Kelly's
sure
act.
if it was Nikki Sixx at the end who said that, but
I didn't know that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna go try out for that movie for
Yeah.
years. I was just gonna go out to California because it was always gonna be an audition. Like this is gonna be my movie because I look like Tommy Lee, Nikki Sixx. And then it was like in development hell forever, and then now I'm not in it. Now I'm on a podcast with you guys. No regrets. But there's
Well,
my
it sounds like
story.
they have a lot of extra content in the book, so maybe they'll make another one. Don't give up hope.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean Nikki Sixx wrote two biographies about his life, all chronicling
Heroin
different
diaries is
times.
unreal.
So
What a life, man.
damn, chock full.
yeah, talk about an underrated drummer though. Tommy Lee does not get enough credit.
No, and especially like, can you imagine like a leader of Jack Daniels in probably and going upside down and drumming?
Oh yeah,
Nope.
and holding the tempo right
I
there.
would have bought a poncho to those gigs. Like,
Yeah,
Bro, when you said a leader of Jack Daniels, I was like, wait, he worked for Jack Daniels? I was thinking leader, Leader. I was like, that's cool. So he was like a spokesperson.
Wow.
He's actually Jack's
Awesome.
nephew, did you know?
Right. I don't know. That's nah. Okay, anyway. I've got a full list of questions, but I feel like I'm talking too much. TJ, what do you got, brother?
oh man, I don't know. I just like where we were going, and now I'm on the spot, and now I got nothing.
Well then, do you want me to
No, I was gonna say like, yeah, go for one. I was just trying to think.
All right. Well, I already asked if they were twins, so I already exited that one out. Cool. Well, so I definitely I don't know names except for one. I threw y'all on the YouTube this morning, and let's just throw it out there. So, where did you get the inspiration for "Free the Nipple"?
That's for Dan.
Oh, that was Phil. So
Oh, that's
Um,
true. That's true. That's true.
So that was just like a song that we had no lyrics to or anything, and like we had our first drummer Phil, that we also met on Craigslist. Cool dude.
Craigslist has been great to y'all. Just
Yeah.
They're really great to us all.
Like that's what we found. The house we live in now, all this equipment that we use to record everything. Like it's Craigslist is the best.
Don't hate too hard on Craigslist. Be careful out there, but
Be open-minded.
Full disclaimer.
Don't let fear shut you out of opportunities.
Dude, I've met some of the coolest people on Craigslist, like from
Sure.
like selling stuff and and lots of things. I love Craigslist, and I'm glad it's worked out for y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we I think that might have been a song that we wrote on Mushrooms in Your House when I first got my bass amp. So when I moved out here, like I didn't want to be a bass player necessarily. You know,
What'd you want to be?
I don't know. I would have done anything, but like you know,
It's
guitar.
like bass was your last resort. Is that what you're saying?
It's not the thing that I wanted, but it's like it's weird. Like it's always been like, it's the thing I have to do. It's plain and simple. It's just
I didn't know
what
this.
it needs to be.
I didn't know this.
So he was like, he put on like for a bass, you know, like for like a bass player or whatever. I was like, okay, let's see what's up with that or whatever function. And then whatever. So I ended up playing bass. Thank God.
He's really good at bass, so I don't know why you run from that shit, dude. Come on.
But I didn't have a bass amp, so we went to pick up a bass amp in Fort Collins, which is like an hour and some change, or like an hour.
School in Fort Collins, Full Sail.
Maybe I'm not sure. It's one of the UCs. So there's UC Denver, UC Boulder, UC Fort Collins.
It's CU, not UC.
CU. Sorry, I'm thinking UD and DU, whatever.
All the D's. Okay.
Yeah, there's just D's and C's and there's a U in between, but but we went and picked it up, and then we came back to Charlie's house and started jamming, took some mushrooms, and like this pretty cool bass line, and Charlie came up with this dope little lead line. So we met up with Phil at the Rocket Space, which I'm not sure if you have Rocket Spaces in Austin or Nashville, but
I think it might just be a Denver thing. I'm not sure.
It's just like it's like a shared rehearsal space. You rent it by the hour or whatever. And we're like, I don't know, what should you call it? And Phil said, let's call it Free the Nipple. So we just went with that.
It's just one of those grooves that makes you want to free the nipple, I guess.
Touche. I mean, definitely not where I thought the story was gonna go, but
well, I feel like
we adapted like the lyrics
the lyrics that Dan wrote. That's why I initially was like, this is for Dan. But I feel like the lyrics you wrote ultimately like played to it, but in kind of a metaphorical way.
They're inspired by Khalil Gibran's The Prophet.
Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know who that is.
Book. If you like Jesus, you'll like that book too.
I love Jesus. Right on.
Yeah.
It's kind of about like let your true self flow free kind of thing, right? Yeah. Like let your freak flag fly.
Well, I do that every day.
Or in other words, free the nipple, you know.
Okay. Well, then that answers my next question is it about a particular nip? But, apparently we just got
It's the particular metaphorical nipple. It's the one that should be made.
I have two things that I want to point out in that song. I want to say mad props on the guitar tone, dude. Super tasty. So boom. And then also whoever is y'all's flautist, that flute was legit.
Yeah.
Who's the flautist?
That was our drummer who worked with us for like 3 years, Andre. That was his wife.
Oh wow!
Incredible flute player.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay.
She had some Ron Burgundy vibes, dude.
Oh,
yeah. And she's hilarious too. She's awesome.
Well, I hope she's watching this, and you're great, flautist. Cool. All right.
That was like the first song we ever like kind of wrote.
It's one of the funny things. It's like really old, really like one of our earliest recordings. But it's funny because a lot of our like homies that have been seeing us for years. Shout out to all you people, you know who you are. Always coming out and supporting us. Awesome friends. They all love that song. Like maybe because it's like one of our earliest songs and they've known us since back then. But
sure.
We'll be playing shows and we'll get that shout out. Play Free the Nip from our homies. Particularly our buddy Max is notorious for shouting out Free the Nip from the crowd.
We all like have that one fan.
Yeah, like your free bird.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a weird song. It's kind of awkward, and like I'm like not. It's a weird vocal part. It feels awkward to play, but like once we get into like past all that shit and just get into like jamming out, it can go some places. It gets pretty heated.
Yeah, so we've been through multiple kind of live versions of that. Honestly, we started playing. We were I don't know what kind of mind state we were in, but we were practicing one time. For some reason, we just like played it like almost double time, like really fast, and we were all like, it was like a wild jam. We had it on recording. We listened back, and then we started trying to play it like that for a while, and we were just calling it Fiery Nips. And
Speedy nips.
We never went back after that. Once you have some fuego nipples, you just can't turn.
Hey man, that's my life motto.
I mean,
Um,
isn't everybody's? Like, I don't know.
Fuego nips. All right, Robin, what you got? That's actually my nickname for Robin is Fuego nips.
Nice, dude.
you should put that on a shirt.
Absolutely. You heard it here first, folks.
No, you should cut the holes out of the nipples to insinuate that they're so hot they burned a hole through your shirt.
Did y'all see that Saturday Night Live with, I think it's Andy Samberg, where it's the V-neck bit about the extreme V?
I don't know if I have. I just saw a South Park episode though where like all the Comcast employees had their nipples cut out like the cable company. They're like, oh, it's gonna be an extra fee. I'm just
Oh dear. Well, all right. I've still got 4 more questions, so if anyone else wants to go for it.
I've got a few, but
All
yeah,
right.
you're rolling, Zach. You guys both sing, or you kind of take turns? Like one of you guys backing, or you
We
take
both
turns on the
sing.
songs?
We both sing. Dan in our studio recordings, Dan sings like most of the tunes.
That's why they all sound like shit, but we'll go beyond that.
That was the greatest answer. I love that.
But yeah, we both throw down different songs, and we both also try to back each other up a little bit. Throw some oohs and ahs and la la la's in there.
It was an awesome la-la-las.
That could be a lyric right there.
That's our next actually that's the next album name, so stay tuned.
Ooh la la.
It's already
Next album, you heard it
popular.
first.
Yes. Yeah, so please
Oohs and ahs and la la la's.
calm down. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
It could be a band name too, honestly.
But I think like kind of like our number one song on Spotify, because we kept on playing the album over and over and over again to try and boost our numbers.
Works.
Is Release. Charlie sings main on that.
Welcome to the music industry.
Yeah, Charlie sings lead on that one, and yeah, it's definitely much better. And it's kind of like the strongest vocal song that we have. And
Don't say that.
well, no, but I mean, come on,
Right on.
feel here.
So when you guys were doing the cover set, what was there any song that you sang that after a while of kind of doing that you were just like, God, I don't want to sing this one again?
Oh, you mean like when we did the Hendrix or the Zeppelin?
Yeah, like all that kind of stuff. Like you love the song, just like I don't want to sing that. I don't want to sing
So,
that again.
On the flip side, I will say there were some that we just immediately never did again because it was so hard, especially for Zeppelin. Like
Yeah,
trying
of
to
course.
do the Robert Plant thing and also play is just wow. But shit, man.
I mean, a lot of those we just did the one night and we never played again because
Okay.
like
Yeah.
we picked the few that we liked the most. But I mean, I don't know. We still Purple Haze was one of the first songs we ever learned to play, and we still like love doing that,
Yeah,
especially with some like goddamn fuzzy super bass in there.
yeah.
Woof.
I feel like we're answering your question like the opposite way.
No. Like that's. But you
Red
still answered
House-
the question though.
Red House became a staple
Oh,
for
yeah.
like bar
Oh,
shows. We would just like rip a fucking 12-minute Red House, and I sing that one. It's one of my favorite songs to sing, and I miss playing it. Let's get out of this damn pandemic.
No, I know, right? Ugh, God, I miss live shows. They're slowly starting to come back to Austin. And,
Yeah.
I'm
But,
hoping
you
that
know, To actually answer your question, I don't know. I mean, none really come to mind that like just
what's
The
good?
hardest one was
yeah.
Ramble On, because I sang that one and doing the bass line with like the melody was pretty tough.
Yeah.
But I remember in some kind of like fit of weird rage, I got it when we sang it that night, and then I've tried it again since, and it's just like complete, utter catastrophe.
Well, that's one of my favorite Page guitar parts is in Ramble On. That's
Yeah.
so all of it, everything he does on that
It's
song.
it's like a little bit off kilter in certain
Yeah.
ways. Yeah, but it still just like works. So yeah.
Yeah.
Great guitar part for sure.
Dude, that is he, in my opinion, he is one of the hardest guitar players to mimic. In my opinion.
No, I agree.
It's
Agreed.
I agree.
I don't even think he could mimic himself. I think part of his like mystique was his like live like energy sloppiness, just like
yeah.
he's just fucking going for it, and like he maybe not be like replicating the stuff that was on the album, but like I see what you mean.
Dude, when I did some shows with Dee Snider a couple years back, and management sent me the set, and I, you know, this is all 80s metal shred stuff, you know, and I learned everything, and we did a couple of covers, and one of the covers was a Led Zeppelin tune, and hands down that was the hardest song to learn out of the whole set, you know, just because I'm not used to playing like that, you know. I'm an 80s metal freak, and
Did you listen to the recorded version or the live version of the song?
I think I listened to all.
Okay.
Anything that could help me.
Because that was the thing with Led Zeppelin, that like I have several Led Zeppelin albums on vinyl, and I think they're great albums, but it never like connected with me. I was like, I don't get why people like are just so obsessed with this band. And then years later, I think it was after college, I finally sat down and watched one of their live videos, and it's just one of those, you're just glued to the screen the whole time, like,
Yep.
oh, I get it. It's the same thing with
Absolutely.
Kiss. It's like their early records, I'm just like, meh. And then Kiss Alive comes out, and you're just like, holy crap, I get it.
That dude's tongue is huge.
But I always notice that when they do things live, it was, you can't overdub. Like back in the 70s, they didn't have tracks that they were playing with like you could do today. So the songs always sounded slightly different live.
Sure.
So if you were trying to learn the parts, I would say listen to the live, because it's less clutter. But
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I ended up doing. The song we did, the name's slipping me. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Why am I blanking on the name?
I know.
Talking about
we're all
Heartbreaker?
blanking on it.
Heartbreaker. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
That literally, I
Uh,
posted it for our story.
Did you really?
Yeah, that was the song.
I'll
Nice.
be dang.
That's probably why
Yeah,
I
dude.
figured it out so quick.
There's a lot of crazy hits in that song, you know, and I don't know, but I'm glad I learned it. It definitely it made me like, yes. And then
Yeah.
Robert Plant he just I don't know if y'all watched the show before, but I have a term called reek of rockstar. Reek, WREAK, and there's very few people that I give that title. Robert Plant is one of them. He reeks of rockstar.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley reeks of rockstar. What's that?
Top of the top. I would say Jimmy Page too. I mean, it's just like that cream of the crop, top of the top.
When I say reek of rockstar, I mean absolutely commands your attention. Like when they're on stage, you can't take your eyes off of them. And when I watch some of those old Led Zeppelin videos, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. There was just something about them. It's the same thing with the Rolling Stones. It's like just watching them, you're just kind of like, I get it. Like it's weird, but I get it.
Iconic, yeah, just huge. Yeah, for sure.
Huh.
There you go.
TJ?
Oh, that was all you had? I thought you were rolling, bro. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't want to interrupt anybody, but I've still got my syllabus is still a little.
I got syllabus. I don't know, Robin, you got stuff too. But I was
I love
actually
how
curious, like,
well prepared you are.
yeah, every week he's got a sheet with highlighters and the whole works, and like, I'm just up here, and then Robin's on his phone googling stuff.
I'm the guy that's like when someone like throws out something, like, oh, this, I'll be like, it's this. Like I'll find it on Google.
I'm a nerd, y'all. I'm a nerd.
I am curious, like the band name, how it all, like just like how you picked one band name, or if you had like a couple in mind and you're like,
They have two band names.
let's combine it and maybe.
We have our
I like Moonlight and I
our
like Blue.
side piece project. Morning Wood, but that's a whole nother situation. Charlie made a random name generator, and we just put a bunch of words that we thought, could fit, and the first one that came out was Moonlight Bloom, so we chose it.
Yeah, I was like learning to program at the time, and so I just like literally custom coded a name generator, and we just put all our own thoughts in there, and I think we went through a bunch though. We went through a bunch that like were not very good.
Well, that was like the first one that came out, but we chose we kept on iterating it.
Had it been Moon Pie, so you've been like, well.
They're pretty good in the microwave. I don't know.
Hey, that's another good band name. Pretty good in the microwave.
These are too long, bro.
No, pretty good in the microwave. That's you could turn that into an acronym, right?
What, GIM? Good in microwave? Jim.
GI. Do you put the T in there or no? Because if you put the T or if you put the I, you gotta put the T. For that.
Get 'em.
Get 'em.
Get him.
Good in the microwave. Get 'em.
Well, I mean, that's just when you're on the forums and you type PGITM, and people are like, oh yeah, duh, pretty good in the microwave. Like they know that.
Moon pie, just get 'em.
I use that one all the time in the forums.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, duh. Oh, pretty good in the microwave for sure.
There's
But yeah, like choosing a band name is hard, man.
Unless it comes to you.
Unless it comes to you.
And-
We were just kind of like searching for a while, and nothing had quite like hit. So then I was like, I'm just gonna do this. Just like, why not? We'll try it out. If it doesn't work, then like, at least I'm like practicing what I'm doing on the whole programming side of things.
Sure.
And then Moonlight Bloom kind of hit for us. It was like we have a lot of like contrasting energies in our music, light and dark, and like beauty and like intensity, and that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, like having that, like we go hard, we get in, but also like have that soft sentimental side to our music that
We had one guy at a bar one time tell us that it sounded menopausal, and it's kind of perfect. But so yeah.
right on. Hey, man. I guess it touches different people different ways.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I was like, yeah, it is menopausal if we're gonna be completely honest about it.
It was funny last night when we were talking to you guys, and you were like, "What's the band name?" And then you went through like a couple, and like the last one before we got it right was Midnight Bloom, which we have since day one repeatedly, constantly, over and over, had people mistake us as Midnight Bloom. We even had people like venues put us on a bill as Midnight.
Oh, wow.
Because they just like were that just absent-minded, and it's for whatever reason people just have such an easy time confusing that, I guess.
So maybe we should change it to Midnight Bloom. I don't know.
Dude, Midnight. I mean, I don't know much about this world, but I have a lot of friends who do, and I always think it's funny hearing all the different names that it's called. But Midnight Bloom sounds like the name of like some sort of like a strand of marijuana or something. You know?
Right.
Man, you ever tried this
Yeah,
Midnight
for sure.
Bloom?
It
I-
does.
I
Right
feel
before
that.
bed. Any other time, you're in trouble.
What'd you say, brother?
Said right before bed. Any other time, you're in trouble. That's why it's called Midnight Bloom.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta get you some of this Midnight Bloom, man. Cool. Well, where do you guys play? Like, obviously, when COVID's not happening, are y'all a touring band? Are y'all a local band?
Touring as much as we can. I'd say we've done a couple like kind of bigger shoots out. See, the biggest one we probably did was, like we said earlier, we're both from Ohio, so we did like a big old Midwest run back through a bunch of states, back that way, going east. It's kind of tough though, honestly. Denver is kind of pretty far from most other major cities. It's not like where we grew up, where you can drive 2 hours and you're in the next city, and drive 2 hours and you're in the next big city, and boom, boom, boom. It's a little tough from Denver. Denver's a great scene, but you got to be willing to like put that road time in to get
Sure.
places.
8 hours until like, okay, we're gonna like
Anything,
next
yeah.
like cluster of areas ish.
Yeah, so we do a lot of like smaller runs to like keep it simple,
Right on.
and we so we did the Midwest run, and then we did kind of a Northwest run. We went to like that part of the country, and ideally we would just be touring all the time. I think is where we want to be, but like you said, pandemic's happening, and it's
Sure.
made everything tough, and It's also, when you're an up and coming band that's trying to just grow and build that fan base and expand, like number one is your home base, right? So
Sure.
towards the end of normal times leading up to the pandemic, we were like focusing pretty heavy on just really building out in Denver. And so one of the last shows we played was our album release show, which we sold out, and it was like, it's excellent. Felt like we were to like break the scene here.
Where'd y'all play?
It's a place called Lost Lake, just like kind of a local spot. A lot of like local bands play there and smaller touring acts. Like
It's called Lost
Lake.
Lost Lake. Okay, right on.
Yeah, really cool little spot. Like to anybody, you guys or otherwise, that comes through Denver,
Sure.
just pop in there for a beer. It's probably
Okay.
a show going on. Great spot to hang out. Just a kind of a divey spot with a cool stage.
Sure.
Good vibes. Yeah.
Are you familiar with a place called the Marquee Theater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I played there a few years back with a band called Adelita's Way, and I just remember there was a
I know
pizza
that.
place in the front,
Yeah.
and it was incredible.
Delicious.
Yeah.
It was
So I
so
feel like-
good.
Yeah. No. That's pretty right downtown, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say it's more of like a hard rock metal, like kind of vibe. Like
Sure.
it's most of the music they book there.
Okay. Well, I was in a metal band at the time, so
Yeah,
it makes
no,
sense.
that's what I was gonna say. Like it makes sense. for
Sure. Well, the
Yeah.
pizza was great, and what I loved about that venue is the people are up in your grill, and I love that.
Yeah.
I enjoy people right there. When there's a barricade or whenever there's distance between the stage and the crowd, it messes with your psyche.
Oh, you just want to feel that energy.
Totally.
In my opinion, it's just when you're playing a show, it's like my favorite thing in the world. It's the greatest thing, and the biggest reason for that is it becomes like this giant energy flow. And I'm just gonna sound like a hippie motherfucker.
Yeah, you're raging hippie.
It's like you're putting all this energy out through the music. You're just trying to get in that flow state. But then if all is good and the crowd's feeling it, then they will receive that and start to send it back. They'll
Totally.
be dancing, moving, creating their own energy, and it becomes like this flux. Everybody's feeling it, and then they send it back to you, and then you feel it even harder, and then it just goes and goes and goes. And
When you feel it hard, you give it hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
That's true.
Really, that was my really Zach moment. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
Hey, I feel you. All right, Chuck Bobuck. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
well, that answers that question. Man, I almost ran out of dang ink.
That's a great thing about that Lost Lake place that I was just mentioning that we played at is, yeah, you're just right up in it. The stage is only maybe like 2 feet off the ground, 1.5 feet, 2 feet.
2 feet.
It's not like
Over 2 feet.
Not
for
super
sure.
tall, so you're just like, and people are right up to the front, so you're just
Dude,
right in their faces. Just,
when you do solos, do you put your leg up on a monitor?
So
Oh,
hold
I
on.
was-
Let me answer this question here. He had never done that before until that night, and like I was like looking over and like Charlie's. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like Charlie's doing something I've never seen him do in my life.
standing up on the boxes and so
Yeah.
again, when the crowd is there and they're vibing, it gives you that vibe, and then just
Yeah.
receive and you serve.
I mean,
Okay.
like, not gonna lie, we're not.
So
a
you
huge
stood on
fan,
the Eagle
and
box,
I'm
is what you're
gonna
saying.
guess that. But like, that was our biggest show we'd ever done, and it was like the crown of the new year, and we're about to like just boom, go, and then of course everything got shut down, but like it was a pretty decent moment, and look over like in the throngs of music and see Charlie doing that was epic for me. So I hope it was just as epic for anybody else in the crowd.
I'm sure it was, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. And for those of you who don't know, those boxes, whenever you go to a concert, the technical term is called an ego box. And generally, they'll have some sort of switch on them. So when you stand on it, some of them are fancy, and the weight of your body actually engages the switch, and then a light turns on underneath you. And then sometimes there's ones with no lights. But yes, that's called an ego box. And I'm glad that you stood up there, man, because it sounds like the crowd got you going and you enjoyed it.
Great, some of the greatest moments of my life for sure, right there.
There you go.
getting in there. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Now,
right?
do you ever get raked? R-A-K-E-D. Like when you're playing on stage, does anyone like touch your leg? I call it the rake. When you're doing your solos.
Are you familiar with what the rake is? You ever heard of the rake?
No, I haven't. But
It's
I
like
call
an
it.
urban. It's like an urban legend.
I'm not familiar.
I'm sorry to just like detour here, but it's kind of some crazy shit. So the rake is like this urban legend, this shadow creature that comes to you at night when you're sleeping. It's probably
I'm not gonna sleep tonight now.
probably a sleep paralysis thing, but it's just like this long, tall, skinny, dark being that comes to you at night. And there are like reports of people going back to like hundreds of years who are talking about like what seems to be the same exact thing. And like I've met people who have like experienced what essentially sounds like the rake.
I will never call it that again.
You said the rake. I was like, but to answer your question, no, it's never happened to me.
Well, I don't
The
even
best
want to
answer
talk
ever.
about this
So
anymore.
right when you started telling that like creepy story, my fan kicked on and it creates this low hum. So it's like you start talking about it, and I just get this, and I'm like, I don't like this.
The rake.
This is not comfortable right now.
Yeah. Watch out for that,
Dude,
man.
watch out for the rakes.
So in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I'm from, towards the end of college, I discovered this bar called the Rake, and like it was just creepy, dark dive bar. All their art was like these huge, tall, like rake themed artistic pieces.
Why didn't we go there?
It was great, and they had live music too. It was just like a weird place. But
Well,
hey, if you ever go to Cincinnati, check it out.
Can I talk about a time I raked somebody? When we, I was
with
at-
a rake.
Yeah, no, with my hand. So there's this guy, Ty Siegel. He's kind of like a surf punk garage rock dude from LA and stuff. Pretty awesome. So if you're into any of that kind of stuff, check out Ty Siegel.
He's
Ty
pretty
Siegel
well. I
band.
feel like he's pretty well known.
Yeah, I mean it's like I'm not talking about some person here that nobody's ever heard of, but I saw him play in Denver one time, and I was tickling him when he was on stage.
Why were you tickling him?
Because
Why not?
he just made it piss me off. I was like, dude, your last album's so corny. Like, I'm over this shit. I was just
So
up
I'm
there.
gonna tickle you?
Oh, I was tickling him, dude, in the armpit, like the whole show. I was up there, like every chance I got.
Dude,
was
I would
up
have
his
kicked you in the
armpit, man.
face.
And
I
he-
would have kicked you in the face.
Dude, and he grabbed my arm, and I had like a little like fingernail scar in my arm for like at least 6 months, and I just bragged about, like, oh yeah, I got this from tickling Dyson.
I say this respectfully, but you semi-deserved it, man. Like
for sure. No, but also that's the glory of punk rock. It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna tickle you, bitch. What are you gonna do about it?
Wow, you told him, man.
I did. He told me back.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't mind being raked on stage. Actually, this is I
Weirded
actually
me the
have
hell out the
footage
first
of
time it happened to me.
This is me being raked.
We-
Do you see it?
No,
No, I see this TJ's
Big
face.
reflection of me.
Okay.
nope,
I
can't see it.
I can't see the raking.
Oh, there's
aspect.
you can kind of see the hand like coming into frame.
Do you see it?
You need to turn your brightness up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh
let me-
yeah.
Let's see here. Does this help?
Yes.
Was it a
Oh
chick?
yeah, look at that. Oh yeah.
Wow.
They're going up there, man. Shit.
They're
Was
trying
it
to toggle your switch.
Yeah, dude. They're
Well,
trying to
anyway,
keep
that's
your
what a
pickup,
raking
You know
is.
what I'm saying?
They're like, dude, no, he should be on the other fucking pickup. Come on.
Well, I'm glad they didn't change it because in that show I had my front pickup off, so it would have turned my guitar off. Anyway, what were we talking about? Because I was about to tell a
You were
story.
talking about raking, like being like that thing.
Yeah,
That's what
then
you asked. That's where this whole thing started. Was you
Yeah,
talking
and then
about
Robin's
that?
fan turned on, and then
Yeah. Then I don't.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't mind being raked. That's what I was doing. I don't mind being raked during a show, but like, don't screw with my guitar and don't tickle me. You know.
Well, he was just singing, so it's fine. It's fine.
Right on. But like,
One of these days, I'm gonna come up
Sometimes
behind you
I feel
on
like
stage,
they're
and I'm
really
just gonna
messing
tickle
up
you
singing. Like,
Yeah, but I mean,
why?
like, I don't know.
because I can.
Because
Because I can.
That's the whole thing. Like, he was trying to be all tough, and then he was just like being very not tough. It was, trust me, like, in my drunken state, it was super justified.
It was worth
So-
it.
Yeah. Oh, it was so worth it. I mean,
see,
like,
now we got to get him on the show and be like, "Do you remember that time you were tickled?"
We need
I
both
fucking, I
sides of
fucking
the
hope
story.
the God he does. That'd be amazing.
Hey,
Like,
if you guys got Ty on, hell yeah. No, but hold on. So this whole raking thing, like, is this like a sexual thing? Like, what is going on there? Like,
so normally I do the fingers. Like if it's a crazy
No, it's just
guitar
like when,
solo,
it's
you
just when
put your
someone
hands
like,
up like
like you know, like when
is this
people
just
like walk.
somebody like fucking with you, or is this a girl who's like, oh my god?
Yeah, it's kind of that. Like when you walk to the edge of edge of the stage and you've got the fans like reaching out, like trying to grab your pants or your guitar or whatever. That's what it is.
or your leotard if you're brave enough.
Yeah, like Zach likes
No,
it. The
Zach
first
will
time
never
I ever
call
had
it
it
that
happen to
ever
me, I
again.
hated it. I was like, I don't like this. This is weird. Don't touch me.
As long as it doesn't tickle, I don't mind. I'm pretty ticklish.
Well, I mean, truth be told, I'm at the point where if somebody wanted to tickle me when I'm on stage, that's a compliment, so I'll take it. Tickle me all you want.
Well, guys, I think we've passed our 69 minutes. Robin, did you have anything else, TJ, that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, yes. I mean, we could talk all night, but we got to get better about our 69 minutes because we've been a little over on stuff.
We were talking about raking.
I know. Yeah. Well, raking took up a good hour. Thanks, Zach. I guess my last thing I got for you guys for now to keep it kind of shorter, closer to 69 minutes, is like, what is the writing process? Like, do you guys just crack some beers, or is it like?
A bit more than beers usually. So we like to take psychedelic drugs and jam and record it and turn these often like 2 to 3 hour just like things into maybe clips of multiple songs. And that's usually like whenever we have the coolest stuff, at least personally for us, that we like the most.
So off the cuff, man.
Yeah.
Off the cuff.
Just totally improv everything.
Trying to capture shit from the ether and bring it into this world, you know?
And not to like, plug shamelessly, but also like, yeah, if you're listening to this, like, check out the stuff that we want you to check out. We have on Spotify these things called the basement tapes. And they're really rough studio demos of just like literally us. All of that is improv. Normally it's Charlie would hit record on the computer and maybe, we're already playing or something, but like that's kind of the essence of what we do in the Rost form. So if you really want to know kind of like what we're about and what we want to continue doing, what we'd like to bring to the table.
And what we sound like live too.
Yeah, and then kind of like that's like our biggest thing is our live bit, but check those out. And that's literally the writing process in action. Like
I would
all
say
that is improvised and brand new to even us. So, take that with a grain of salt, but also like use that as some flavor in your musical enjoyment.
Yeah.
I did see the basement tapes, so I got that added. I haven't got to that. I got to the
tapes.
I got that and like the Free the Nipple album. I can't remember the exact names.
Oh, that's all.
That was just our
the oldest
self-titled
stuff.
EP,
Yeah.
I think.
With George Washington on the front, that's like our only album, and
that's
like
the official one.
Yeah, like our full
made
released
that in the
that end of January 2020, so it's a little over a year old. That was our first like actual album, but at this point for us, like, we're a live band, man. We go out on stage and we put the energy out, and that's kind of what it's all about. And when it comes to studio work, it's all kind of been about trying to capture that, which it can be hard, when you're trying to create a studio album, but
or figuring it out.
Yeah.
Nice. So more to come.
Yes,
More to come.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We honestly we have a lot of stuff in the vault. A lot of like stuff we've recorded here in the studio, which we're broadcasting from our home studio here. But a lot of stuff.
Do y'all live together?
We live together, yeah. We live in a big old house with 2 other musicians as well, who are also in a band together. So it's just a big music house, which is excellent.
Is it loud? And do y'all ever get sleep?
It's not too loud.
We alternate days, and unfortunately get too much sleep, I think. But that's just me.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I could live in a house with 3 other musicians. That's crazy. That's a lot.
It's great. I mean, we hear their band practice regularly, and I think they're a cool band, so it's not like annoying. And honestly, like if you're, all the music in this house happens in the basement. This is the basement right now. And if you're upstairs, like it's really not too loud, not too bad.
It's a great time. Would recommend. Would recommend.
Do y'all have ragers?
Not because of people.
Not during COVID, but pre-COVID.
Oh, absolutely.
We had
we had plans for house shows. We're gonna do house shows, like a whole we wanted to make a whole DIY thing here. Not gonna happen.
We didn't move in here till kind of shortly before the pandemic hit, really. So we didn't get to bring it to fruition. But when the time comes, the time is gonna come.
I just met you, but I would definitely love to hang with y'all next time I'm in Denver. That sounds like a fun time.
Please
let us know, bud.
Yeah.
You let us know.
I love Denver.
Good. Oh, it's a great time.
I've played there twice, had a blast both times. And after y'all explained that, I didn't realize Denver is so far away from everything. It makes sense that it's always the last stop in every tour that I've done there.
Yeah. I mean,
even
it's
even
kind of
the
right
Denver
in the middle of the
airport, man.
country.
Yeah,
I love the Denver airport.
An hour away from the freaking city. Yeah.
Yeah. It's coming from Ohio, you drive a little over 20 hours to get to Denver. Then you think oh, you're in the West, but then you think, oh, it's another 20, 24 hours to get to LA. It's this country we live in.
It's large.
It's vast.
A very big country. Yes.
Well, we live in the country of Texas.
Oh yeah, it's also vast out there, but you got a lot of cities at least to pop around to.
12 hours across the entire state from east to west.
It's a
There you go.
big state.
Robbins mapped it.
I've
3
driven
times.
it several times.
Lucky you. Do you see some armadillos?
Yeah.
They're called armadillos. All right.
Yeah. So I know you guys didn't get off, but I was in Austin once and I saw at least 5 dead armadillos in the short time I was there. So I know they're there.
The
Interesting to
land
see.
of the dead armadillos.
I mean, R.I.P. armadillos, but.
Well, we did have a place here in the 70s called the Armadillo World Headquarters. So.
Oh, nice.
I've seen one alive once. It was pretty epic.
Oh, that's super cool, man. They're like little armored tanks, but mammals.
Cool beans.
And on
All
that,
righty.
yeah.
Thanks again for having us on, guys.
Of course, man. Thank you guys. This was an absolute blast, and we wish you the best of luck. Keep in touch with us, and for all of you who tuned in tonight, be sure to go check them out on all the socials and Spotify's and YouTube's and us as well, and smash that subscribe button. And God bless you. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. TJ.
Love y'all. Thank you, boys. It was a blast, Danny Boy and Charlie.
Thank
Love
you.
to keep going. We probably go all night, but best of luck. It's been an awesome hangout. Subscribe. We hate to say that stupid subscribe thing, but we're just come on, help each other out. But whatever, subscribe for Moonlight Bloom and like them, all the whole works. Anyways, love y'all. Robin, over to you.
Guys, it was fun. We were really glad you came on, and we'll do this again. We'll when we're in Denver, we'll go grab a drink.
Live from Denver.
Yeah, we'll go live from Denver. We'll do that.
Live from their house.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll bring a microphone next time.
So
We'll do it at Lost Lake. We'll do it from there. We'll rent the place out.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, hugs and kisses from us.
All right, man.
Love you guys.
Much love.
Class dismissed.
Okay.
We didn't do it, TJ.
What did we do?
No, the automatic Nerf guns in the corner have told you not to stop. So what are you talking about? Keep going.
Oh, you blew it, Zach.
You had to say something, Zach. And yes, for those of you wondering, those are fully automatic Nerf guns in the corner.
For none of you wondering.